Hi, welcome back to Everyday Behavior. During this series, we're talking about various types of prompts. So what exactly is a prompt? A prompt is any kind of teaching technique, either before a task is presented or during the course of teaching, that helps the student to engage in correct responding. So prompting, if we think about our theoretical orientation or template or whatever, sometimes it's linked back to Piaget and kind of those zones of proximal, or that's Vygotsky, Piaget and that scaffolding, or those zones of proximal development where we're really looking at helping the student, providing an adequate amount of support for the student to learn the skill or get the correct behavior, correct answer, but providing the minimum level of support. So prompts, when we look at it from a behavioral perspective, from a behavioral orientation, we break them down into a couple of different categories. One of the categories that we break it down into are physical prompts. So physical prompts can either be a full physical prompt or a partial physical prompt, but it's any physical means of using your body to guide their body to engage in the correct response. So a physical prompt, if you're working on putting on clothes, maybe helping them to get their arm in the armhole. If you're looking at instructional tasks, it may be physically putting your hands on their hands to teach them imitation and clapping or touch your nose or drive the car. So it could also be in the home setting, if you're working on teaching showering or hand washing or toothbrushing, where you physically or partially place your hand on their hands or on their body to do it. The difference between prompting and just doing it for them is that you're placing your hand on their hands, that you're placing your hand gently on their body to help guide them in engaging in the correct behavior. Now, when we look at verbal prompts are using any verbal means to help the student to know the correct answer. So if you are working on teaching a new skill, you may be like, what would you like? Do you want a drink? Drink, say drink. So you may be using the drink as the verbal prompt. And you can either use a full verbal prompt or a partial verbal prompt that you could be saying, say, drink. You could be partially saying the word, giving them a hint or a clue, but not fully saying it. So if you want a child to say milk, you could be like, say milk, and waiting for them to say the answer or an approximation to it before you provide it to them, okay? A model prompt is showing them how to do it. So you're engaging in the gesture or the model, whatever that is. So do it this way. So if you want to do clapping, you maybe clap your hands and you may show them how to clap your hands. Touch your nose like this, do this. So you are showing them with your body. So the difference between a model prompt and a physical prompt, in a physical prompt, you're using your body to guide their body. In a model prompt, you're using their body, your body, to show them how they should move their body. A lot of times we'll use a model prompt or even a full physical prompt in sign language, where we show them what the sign is that they should be using. A gestural prompt, and the difference between your model and your gestural prompt is a gestural prompt, you're kind of pointing to. So when you're modeling, you're actually engaging in the behavior that you want them to do. Whereas in a gestural prompt, you're pointing at, or you're moving towards, or you're kind of giving a hint, like it's over here, kind of like when you play a search game and you're like, it's over there. You're kind of giving that gesture, you're giving a hint, you're showing them the direction they should move in or where they should go. You're pointing at the right thing. You are exaggerating your look to where they're supposed to go, or looking right at it. So some kind of gesture that you're using with your body. So you're not engaging in the correct response, but you are giving them a strong physical hint towards where they should be looking, where they should be moving their body. And then a visual prompt. This is something, so a gestural prompt, you're looking towards or you're pointing at what they should be doing. Whereas a visual prompt, you're kind of moving it closer. So in a visual prompt, you make sure that they can't miss it. Think about the old string around your finger. That's a visual prompt to remind you of something that you were supposed to do. It never works because you're like, what's this string for? But a visual prompt is something that encourages the correct response by placing it in a very prominent or salient place where you really kind of can't miss it. Or it could be even your visual schedules. Those are a visual prompt because it shows what should go next. Writing out word frames. So we talk about word frames. Hello, my name is. If you write that out or you provide that, you're not saying it, you're not modeling it or gesturing, but it's written there for them to read. Hello, my name is, and then you leave off what it is. When you're thinking about teaching letters or teaching numbers, this is where you trace it. And then over time, you start to fade out the tracing lines so that then they're just kind of following some dots, and then they're actually just doing it on their own. So those are the different types of prompts. We're going to try and watch some videos here of each of the various types of prompts, if my videos will work. That is the goal. But in moving these over into Zoom, it looks like my videos are not going to play. So that's okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to stop this screen share. I'm going to stop our screen share and just go right over to those videos. So if you'll give me just a moment here for my technical difficulties, I will pull that up. Need some interim music. Okay, so the first type of prompt that we're going to look at here is a full physical prompt. Actually, let's just make that. Oh, here it is. Full physical prompt in my videos. Well, verbal prompt pulled up first. Okay, so we are going to look at our verbal prompts here. I'm going to share my screen again. And we're going to pull up this full physical prompt.
Stack up. Stack up. Oh, good job stacking all by yourself.
Okay, let's rewind that.
Stack up.
So you can see she physically puts her hand on it.
Stack up.
She physically places her hand on her arm. So you can see she's also fading out the prompts in each of those. And we'll talk about prompt fading here in a moment in our next one. We'll look now at a verbal prompt.
What is this? Firefighter. Firefighter. Good job. What is this? Fire. Firefighter. Good job.
So you can hear that the first time she said firefighter, and the second time she just said fire.
What is this? Good job. What is this? Good job.
So you can hear that she's fading it out with each one. Now let's look at one last type of prompt here. We're going to look at a positional prompt, which is a type of visual prompt.
Green. Good job. That's green.
So each time you'll see she moves it a little less close to her.
Good job. That's yellow. Red. Good job. That's red. Good working.
Okay. And I thought I had one other that I was going to show. Oh, here's a gestural prompt.
Match to same.
So see, she pointed at it.
Match to same. Good job. Match the same. Good matching.
Okay. So you can see in each of those, the various types of prompts. You can see the verbal prompt where she said firefighter was the correct answer. In the positional prompt, she moved the correct color closer on the table to her. And then on the gestural prompt, she pointed at the correct answer. And then on the final one, or actually on the first one, the full physical, she physically guided her hand to stack the block. So those are some examples of some different type of prompting. I hope that you found these videos helpful. I do recommend that you follow us on Facebook, you like us, or you also subscribe to our channel on YouTube to get updated videos the next time we release videos. Thank you and have a wonderful day.